Hi everyone, I'm Janeta. Welcome to my channel. We were greeted by falling snow on our first day after landing in Poland. To our surprise, my aunt has a cat that actually belongs to my cousin. Along with the cat, there are also 3 dogs and a bunny that somehow ended up in their house. A house full of animals can be fun, but it also means more dust and mess, as the pets go in and out. Countryside life is just like this. Our son couldn't wait any longer and went out in the morning to play in the snow. I had already talked to my uncle about visiting him today. We picked up my father on the way and headed there for lunch. It was snowy everywhere, but thankfully the roads weren't icy. The day before, workers had been out spreading salt and plowing the snow. There are still some traditional items in my uncle's house. Since he doesn't like using gas, he keeps the house warm and cooks with a traditional old-style stove, even though he also has a modern fireplace. Most of my family has already put away their Christmas trees, except for here. The decorations are all glass and have been in the family for many years. There is also an old fireplace in the house that hasn't been used since I was a child, over 20 years ago, when we came to visit Grandma for Christmas. My uncle is single, so he cooks for himself and even bakes cakes, which is quite common in my family, as my father and uncles all know how to cook. Most of my family lives quite close to one another, so it's easy to visit them without long drives. After lunch, we went outside to build snowmen. The snow kept falling, so we ended up making 2 snowmen. They had coal for eyes, a carrot for a nose, flower pots as heads, and branches for arms. We also witnessed an old countryside winter tradition called Kulig. It's a festive sleigh ride through the snowy countryside. Historically, it was popular in the 17th and 18th centuries, but it's still a cherished tradition, especially in rural areas during the Christmas. In the past, groups of people rode in horse-drawn sleigh, decorated with bells and lights. Nowadays, sleighs are often pulled by tractors or cars. The next morning, the weather got even colder, dropping to -6 degrees Celsius. However, it was a beautiful day with plenty of sunshine. We woke up early, around 6:30, even though sunrise wasn't until nearly 8 a.m. Everyone at home thought we were strange for being out so early in the cold and dark. My uncle prepared a sleigh, so we enjoyed a short ride. Every morning and afternoon, it usually gets foggy, but it looks beautiful with the sunlight. The snow is so frozen that it's impossible to play with, but you can hear it crunch when you step on it. The cold was so intense that you could see your breath in the air. My uncle often takes my husband outside to show him his pigeons and bees, follows him around, and although he doesn't know much Polish, they always seem to get along. I can always hear my uncle talking to him. Each time we come back to Poland, we see the same things. In the afternoon, we took a walk to a nearby river, which was about 30 minutes away. My uncle's house is near the railroad, so we have to get used to the sound of passing trains at all hours. The road was quite slippery because of the ice. Unfortunately, we didn't see any wild animals, though the area is home to hares, deer, and pheasants. Our son has been impressing everyone with his diligence. Despite being on vacation, he is tackling his homework. 25 pages of a mix of Chinese and math, without needing any reminders. He sits down at the table every morning or during the day and works on it himself. Everyone in the family is amazed, especially since homework has been mostly abolished for kids in Poland. The older children seem glued to their phones and rarely play outdoors anymore. But our son finished all his work within 4 days. During our stay in Poland, we ate a variety of traditional Polish dishes. Some of the highlights were hunter's stew, tripe soup, sour rice soup, or Breton beans. My cousin's kids also visited for a while, giving our son someone to play with. However, they couldn't stay long, since the winter holidays in Poland hadn't started yet. During our first week, we visited several family members and went to a cemetery, which I will talk more about in upcoming videos. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Bye!